So, like most clients, she wants a little trim, taking off absolutely nothing but the dust. Trim it a little bit more. Oh wow, it grew out even the concave. This that we did last time, that's no longer even there. It evened itself out. Here. So we really are just doing a very light dusting on her. Taking off just those ends, trying to help her keep her hair healthier to grow it out. So for those of you trying to grow your hair, I know it seems like trimming it regularly would be a bad idea. The truth of it is, anybody that wants to grow their hair has to cut their hair. Take those split ends off, take the damaged ends off, and the hair can grow faster and healthier and not continue splitting up the hair strand. So we are going to round it just slightly. Now her front has a ton of breakage and short, so we are not going to totally blend it into the front, or we'd have to take more off the back. But we'll give it the illusion of blending by just making sure that the sections flow into one another. Because the ultimate goal is to get her front and her back to meet once again. Anybody have any questions? I really don't mind answering questions while I cut.
Are you point cutting to blend that in?
No, I'm going to. What happens is I'm cutting off those ends first that I know need to be cut, and then I'm not just point cutting to point cut. When you point cut, I disagree with how a lot of people point cut. I point cut to blend in areas of thickness. Some people will point cut everything, and what they're leaving is just uneven hair.
Yeah.
For me, I don't see a real purpose in that. So if there's an area of thickness more so than another area, go in and point cut that. Like right here, where I want to cut that corner, blend it out just a little bit. Because ultimately, if I were cutting her hair and I want to do it for health, she'd be like here. This right here is ultimately where she would need to be. But her hair's getting healthier each time we trim it. It's growing out some, her breakage is lessened, because the first time she came in, and oh boy, darling, I love you to death. First time you came in, your hair was a mess. Such a pretty cut. But we all know that hairstylists are the worst. You know, we can take care of everybody else in the world except for ourselves. You know, and then, let's admit it. In the salons, if we have a friend we trust to cut our hair, great. But how many times have we seen people mess up somebody's hair or do, cut corners and they're like, I'm not letting her cut my hair. They offer and you're like, no, I'm good. Thanks, now let it grow. I mean, I'm bald and even I use that one. Let me shave your head, Jeremiah. No, I'm good, thanks. So she's still using a little bit too much heat in her heat tools too. And we can see that when we come up, especially up here in the front, when you get to those ends, and you see they're really crispy.
It's kombucha.
But we also don't want to cut those off,
Someone brought it.
because to cut those crispy ends off,
You'll have to cut more.
you'd have to cut up to right there.
Right.
I mean, to get to heavy hair on here. So right now, we are blending her back to health.
It's so interesting how you can see everything. I do still use Tidy.
I know you do.
Look like one pad.
I would say, lie to your boyfriends, don't lie to your hairdresser. So the other thing that I'll do, especially on somebody trying to grow out her hair, specifically on my clients with textured hair, section by section, and take, trying to position my body, make sure you guys can see. Come over here, take the section out, fold it over my finger like this, and then I'll come in and cut the little split ends
Okay.
along the hair strand. I'm actually going to switch to a slightly thinner shear. I need a shear that's more delicate and thin, much like me. Say something. Say something.
You got
She's checking out my booty too. Girl, I'm up here. Eyes are up here. Hair's up here. Gosh. So I go ahead and hold it tight over my finger. You guys see how I do that? Some people will do it over their palms or over their entire palm. And what happens is you see the split ends when they come up. See, you see how that happens? And you see the ones that are a little bit on the fried side. And what happens is we can go ahead and take those off. So what you're trying to do is keep that as taut, however it is, that gives you the most. See, like right there where it's a little bit fried? You see that specifically that hair, but there's some other ones that are around there. And this allows me to get split ends that are along the hair strand.
Have you ever used one of those, the comb things for the split ends, you know?
The machine,
The
or the
machine,
one that
the
fits on the
machine.
clippers, or
No, the machine.
yeah, I never really have much luck with it.
The-
It's great for at-home use,
Mhm.
but in a salon, those things never hold up for me.
Okay.
I bought them when they first came out,
Uh-huh.
but darling, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. But what that allows us to do is get rid of some of these split ends on the surface, and it allows less breakage to happen because we're cutting anything that pops through. I'm just trimming that down a little bit. Especially when I start getting down here in the end, and I start feeling some of the fried hair. And so what that does is help get rid of some of the flyaways, adds some shine, and gets rid of some of the breakage that we have in here. Now it slows down your haircut. Charge for it. You know, my haircuts, those are starting prices. So when I'm doing this is still part of treatment in and of itself. But for my clients that are really seriously trying to grow out their hair, I need to cut those split ends so that the hair can really grow. See? So I'll go down and push back up where I'm seeing those split ends. But it smooths it down a little bit.
Do you generally only do this on the surface, like the top layer?
Yeah, this is a surface area type deal. Because that's where usually the most heat damage has been done. But I have some clients that their haircuts consist of just, see how much I'm getting out? You're just coming up here. I have some clients that are growing their hair out that this is their haircut. They don't want to lose any of the length. They're trying to grow it out on the interior because over time they damage the heck out of their hair. So you see that right in there, come up, you catch them. And you gotta do the healthy ones, but the ones that you see have the tips fried just a little bit from heat damage. So, I mean, it takes a minute to do. Look how much healthier the hair looks. Because typically the healthier hair is going to lay down and follow the rest of the hair. The ones that are sticking out, you see have a little curve to them, and they look like little J's. And again, she has no product in her hair yet. Just to help her grow it out. She's almost done.
I love the hair goals question. I used to not ask my clients that. And it really does help me so much with looking forward to like retaining clients, but just knowing where we're going.
That, and you know what, they like having it to explain themselves every week. I mean, they start using the same stylist over and over. If I know you already understand what I'm wanting in life, we can go together. We're a team. And a lot of stylists forget that. You know, they see their client come in and they're like, oh yeah, that's my lunch money. That's my rent. That's my car. That's that sort of relationship. I mean, some of those stylists see their boyfriends the same way. And usually, you know, multiple boyfriends. You know, what you're looking for is to establish relationships with people. You know, let's work towards something together. Let's build something together. Even if it's just your hair, and yeah, you're paying for it. But my time is worth it. Now, I don't do as much surface cutting towards the front, because the front we need to have it laid down, but I will do just a light amount.
For a stylist not doing this type of cut yet, is it a certain shear that you recommend doing?
A straight shear,
Okay.
so you don't want too much curve to the shear itself. A little bit longer of a shear, on the longer side that you use. So whatever the longest shear you use is, because you don't want to have a short shear and accidentally push the tip into the hair.
What were you doing just now?
You missed it, girl, too late, so bad. I already explained.
Hey,
those we're gonna round out with some product. I tried Collagen Cut. What we're doing, sweetheart, with that is we take the hair in smaller sections. I'm going to make it just as tight and taut as possible. And then I can drape it over my finger or over this, the straightest part of my hand. Or I've even seen some people do it underneath like this. And then I'm coming in here and cutting the split ends.
It's
So
a
by
savior.
pulling it tight, I'm able to come in here and
See
push
'em.
up hairs that have split ends along the hair strand.
That's nice. That's a nice technique.
And so what that allows me to do is, especially on some of the hair that's pretty dead that we would naturally want to go even shorter with, it allows me to go ahead and cut some of those split ends off so her hair can grow a little healthier.
It looks good.
I hope so, girl. I'm expensive.
No, I mean like just her hair from the whole process looks good.
Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of people do it different ways. This is a good way to do it too, because then you can come in here and you see,
What you need to cut.
yeah. So you need to
What
make
kind of
sure-
shears are you using?
I'm using Bonica shears. This is my favorite shear. It's called Firefly. It's my
But they
favorite
don't
shear in
sell
the
them
world.
here? Cause
Which side?
they don't sell them here, do they?
No.
Cause I was
Go
looking
to
at.
bonicashears.com, go to their website, or call them and tell them Jeremiah said give you a discount.
Okay.
You guys can all tell them that. Jeremiah said that you could have a discount.
And what's the name of it again?
Bonica, B-O-N-I-K-A. He's writing it on the board. Bonica Shears. Bonnie is the owner of the company. She is the only female master shear sharpener in the United States. She is an amazing shear sharpener and an even nicer woman.
Does she sharpen shears other than the ones that you
She'll
said?
sharpen any brand,
Okay, I need her.
and she can sharpen everything. She'll even mail the shears to her.
So where
And
does our
sharpen?
shop is?
She sharpens shears and she sells her own line
Online.
Online.
online. Yep. So
So
call bonicashears.com.
Okay.
And her name's Bonnie. Call her up. Irritate her by saying that I said in the class you could have a discount.
I can have a discount. I need Jeremiah's discount, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How would Jeremiah?
Jeremiah knows better than to ask for one.
He'll get cussed
Now,
out.
what kind of shears that you using?
I'm using a Firefly. It's my favorite shear. It's slightly curved, so I can actually go on the skin and around the ears, using it on for precision cutting. It's light. I love this shear.
So she only sells shears. And any other
She
thing?
sells shears, and she sharpens shears. She also trains shear sharpening. So if anybody out there has ever wanted to become a shear sharpener, contact Bonnie at Bonica Shears. And Jeremiah said you could have a discount and that you want to learn how to be a shear sharpener. She sells the machines and everything. And she'll call me up and yell at me like she always does.
Oh my God.
I do that to all my friends. Anybody that wants to learn like eyelash and eyebrows and microblading and all that, I know some of the best instructors in all the fields. And I always tell everybody, yeah, tell them Jeremiah said you can have a discount. And nobody wants to irritate me, so they give them a discount, and they call me up and, Jeremiah, what the hell did you say? Then somebody will forward them this video, and they'll call me up too, Jeremiah. But I'm always getting yelled at for something. So I'm just going around the head a couple times. Because obviously you'll never get everything. But each time you get a few more. And what it does is it also adds some interior layering. But, I mean, look how much smoother and healthier
It
that
does
looks.
look very smooth and a lot of body.
Yeah, so it does. So now I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of a hair oil. I'm going to use the June Saffron Hair Elixir. It's one of my favorite light hair oils. Rose, pistachio, and saffron.
I
There's
wanna
saffron at
use
the bottom of every bottle.
I wanna use it, but it's how if he could discount me the rest of that bottle, I would definitely buy it.
And the rest of the bottle,
So
how much is it?
I'm going to use it.
I believe 24 for the small and 50 for the big.
No,
This one is big?
not for stylists. It's yeah, it's 14 for the small and 25 for the large. Is your price?
Wait a minute, hold up, how did I sleep on that?
Honey,
I
you
thought that
must have
stuff
been
was
looking at the
$50.
prices for clients. We're talking about professional prices.
That's why I messed. I thought that stuff was $50. I was still trying to get myself to do it.
Girl, I don't know what she's smoking in the back, but share it after class.
Okay, I have to get some. Damn, I thought it was like $50.
It's one hair oil of the year, 3 times now. It's an amazing oil. Where's my oil brush? So, sweetheart, I would like you to do a Willow Smith and whip your hair back and forth, whip your hair. No, go ahead, sweetheart. I just wanted them to see the shine and the smoothness of it.
Yeah.
She's not a hair whipper.
Oh yeah.
Me, I'm like mosh pit, man.
Talk shit, hair girl.
I was like 10 years old.
So on the top, I'm actually gonna run the flat iron over that one more time. Just right in here.
Kirby and Oakland. It's like Saloons by JC. I have a sweet inside.
Oh, okay.
Just on this little section, because she has a little bit of breakage up in there. Making those some shorter hairs.
So you got the east side too.
Yeah.
But she don't know.
That's why I always have multiple combs, especially after I've applied some hair oil.
It's just so used.
What's this right? Westlake, Houston.
Yeah, Westlake.
Okay, Westlake, Houston is closer to the building. Atascocita is like you gotta get to 1960. And so that's like that's almost a 15 to 20 minute drive.
It is. It's like, I don't care what freeway or what.
Yeah.
Extra go to.
I lived over there. My brother stayed over there.
It's 15 to 20 minutes to get to. If I go Lake Houston Parkway, if I go 1960.
What I read, Atascocita.
Okay, so this is what it's gonna, tilt your head back for me. This is what it looks like.
What's the question?
Soft and silky and shiny.
I just lived over there. So,
And for anything up at top right here, I'm gonna get a little bit of a heavier cream or a mousse. Just lay that down.
Oh, okay, Lake Houston Parkway where the.
see King